So I'm here at Climate Investment Summit in London with UN Climate Change High-Level Champion Nigar Padarai. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So COP29 is your area of expertise. It's been described as the finance COP. Why is climate finance so important at this juncture?
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. First of all, I would like to mention that it's a great honor for us that Azerbaijan was selected as the first ever COP hosting country of our region, and we will have a chance to welcome the whole climate community in Baku in November. As you said, climate finance is the main issue and the main subject of COP29. Because finance is the ultimate enabler of climate action. Reduction of emissions, green transition, and putting this finance to vulnerable communities, it all needs finance. So that's why we will have this discussion in Baku. And I would like to give you a little bit of information about how COP29 presidency is building its work. It's around two pillars. First one is enhancing ambition, sending signals to the governments to come up with NDCs and their plans. And second one is enabling action. It is actually finance part of comes. But it's not only finance, it's technologies, and this is the two directions that will be the main issue for COP presidency. And yes, as you said, finance is ultimate enabler of climate action, and we are hoping to see everyone on board in Baku.
Excellent. And I know a lot of your work is focused on building a whole of society approach involving non-state actors. How important is it for the business and investment community to really be driving this change as far as climate finance is concerned?
The whole of society approach is extremely important. As UN Climate Change High-Level Champion, this is the role of the champion, is to bridge the efforts of governments with the non-state actors. And when I say non-state actors, I mean the whole stakeholders group, like civil society, NGOs, cities, philanthropy organizations, investors, business community, private sector. So all of these groups are part of conversation, and they need to be involved into this communication. And our approach is that we want to have a really inclusive COP where we have everyone at the table contributing to this success of COP29. And as you said here, the involvement of private sector is extremely important and priorities for me as the high-level champion. Because if we speak about climate finance and if we want to have real tangible results, private sector need to be very much involved and need to be at the table of discussions.
And I know you've also focused a lot on placing inclusivity, women's empowerment, indigenous voices at the heart of this. Why is it important not just to have a transition, but a just transition?
Yes, our main focus is to have real inclusivity, equality and inclusivity, because we believe that Baku is a great platform for equality, and we would like to have really inclusive COP. And from that perspective, we work very much with all the constituencies, civil society people, indigenous communities, trying to involve all of them. And of course, for example, if we speak about the vulnerable groups, women and children are being affected by climate change. So that's why we need to address these issues. And we will do our best to make sure that within the presidency's initiatives and our campaigns that we will be doing, this factor, inclusivity, is the main focus over all of our platforms.
Excellent. And finally, how can government policy, cabinets and boardrooms better align on the kind of ambition and strategy that we need to see to ramp up climate finance as we need to?
Again, very important subject, because if we want to have real results, governments need to work with the society and with private sector, basically. From that perspective, when coming up with their indices, nationally determined contributions, they need to align that and discuss it basically with private sector people. But private sector doesn't have to wait for that. You know, there are many things that needs to be done, and private sector need to support governments in producing NDCs, ambitious NDCs. So this kind of alignment is extremely important. And as high-level champion, with my team and myself, we meet with basically representatives of private sector, with large corporations and with SMEs. Our main focus will be on SMEs, because SMEs are the backbone of economy. This is the 50 to 80% of the jobs on the market, so economy. And also these are the most vulnerable group. especially if we speak about inclusivity, so indigenous communities, small vulnerable groups in developing states are the most entrepreneurial one, if you see what I mean. So having this focus on SME will help us to basically engage these groups also. And when we in the course of our work, we also have a chance to meet with the many large companies. They do share their insights on the overall green transition, obviously. And many business people send one message, that we need better alignment and dialogue with the government. This is happening from all over the world. So basically, this dialogue is very important. And also another direction for us, it's extremely important to find impact makers, green disruptors from all over the world, because there are so many great ideas, SMEs, so innovators, to support their projects, to bring them to capacity building, to connect them with finances, with resources. So these are the priorities that we have, and we will try to do our best for that. As I said, business engagement is one of the priorities for us. So that's why London Climate Action Week was a great platform for us to meet people from different industries, to understand their angle, to understand their expectations and problems, what kind of barriers they have. And that's why it's good to be here to discuss, and we will be looking forward to seeing all of you in Baku in November.
Excellent. Thank you very much for joining us.